Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about 3 useful tools that may help a snooker player develop the snooker cue grip and hopefully help you put into practice the snooker grip, snooker tips. Do you know of any useful tools that may help a snooker player develop the snooker cue technique? If you do, please feel free to let me know in the comments section below. And if you do enjoy the video, please do consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Now, as a snooker player, you may decide that you want to make an alteration to your snooker cue grip or your snooker cue technique if you feel that this may help you improve your snooker game. Ideally, you want to be able to work on this change, modification or alteration to your snooker cue grip technique or your snooker cue technique, and also be able to continue working on everything else that you would normally work on, whether that's in practice or whether that's playing frames or matches against opponents. For that reason, I wouldn't really recommend making any changes to your snooker cue grip technique or your snooker cue technique if you have an important match coming up or you're about to enter an important tournament, because you want to be able to play as well as possible in those situations. Outside of those situations, you may find it the most beneficial to only ever work on one alteration to your snooker cue grip at any one given time. It's not ideal to be working on more than one, because this is going to make it more difficult for you to be able to focus on your natural snooker game when you're practicing other aspects of the snooker game, or when you go to the snooker club to play frames and matches with your mates. You may also find it beneficial to only dedicate a small amount of consistent time working on your technique for each practice session. Try as much as possible when you do practice other aspects of the snooker game to set it, forget it, trust in your technique and play your natural snooker game. Over time, with consistent practice, the area that you are working on developing with your snooker cue technique will get better and it will improve. You just don't want to allow this change to get in your head and stop you from playing your natural snooker game. So hopefully by following those steps, you'll be able to improve your technique and also continue to focus on playing the game of snooker. But you do need to be prepared to put the work in. And in some cases, you may need to be prepared to take a step back before you can take 2 steps forward. Now, you may review your technique and decide that you don't want or need to change anything with your technique, and that is absolutely fine. But there may be some snooker players out there that may feel that a change could help them improve their game. For example, with the snooker cue grip, if your arm isn't in line with the cue when you're down on the shot, you might want to work on your alignment. You might want to work on the placement of the grip hand if that's too far back or too far forward, and just get used to feeling the weight of the cue. If the wrist is bent to the left or bent to the right when you're down on the shot, you might want to work on trying to straighten the inner part of the wrist up when you're down on the shot so it's easier to cue in a straight line. Or you may want to do some work with the pressure grip or the timing grip and become more confident with those grips. You need to be able to identify weaknesses in your technique and monitor the progress of the development of the weaknesses of your technique as you begin to work and exploit those weaknesses and try and strengthen them. So the first useful tool that you can use to help you improve your snooker technique is a video camera, even if this is just your smartphone device, because what you can do with this is film yourself play snooker. You can then watch this back and analyze your technique and check to make sure that you're on the right track. Without doing this, it can be difficult to know for sure if your technique is completely correct. You may think that you're playing a specific way, and then when you watch the footage back of you playing snooker, you're actually playing a completely different way to what you thought. Now, if you're a player that when you watch the footage back you find that your technique is already really good, then you can take confidence from that when you play frames or matches and use that footage of confirmation that you're already doing all of the right things. If you're a player and you decide that some work is needed with your technique, you can regularly check in with yourself and check on your progress and make sure that you're on the right track. If you do decide to work on the snooker cue grip or the snooker cue alignment, you may find it beneficial to get some footage of you playing a few basic shots from the front view, the side view, and the back view, as this will enable you to analyze your technique. I did this in the previous video, so feel free to watch that just to give you a few ideas. Another useful practice tool, which may help a beginner snooker player develop the snooker cue grip technique, is a careful placement of a mirror, which should be about the right height so that when you're down on the shot on the actual snooker table, you'll be able to see yourself within the mirror. With the use of a mirror, you can do yourself some quick grip checks, which is useful if you don't have the time to film yourself. Playing a shot when you're down on the shot in front of the mirror, you should be able to check your alignment. Playing a shot from the side view in the mirror, you should be able to check the placement of the grip hand and make sure that that's on a 90-degree angle when the tip is to the white ball. And when you're delivering the cue action, you should be able to check that you're delivering the cue on a level plane throughout. Now, from the back view when you're playing the shot, you should be able to check the open and closure of the hand when you deliver the cue action. When you bring the cue backwards, the hand opens. When you bring the cue forward, the hand closes. And you can just check that and just make sure that the grip is working as you would expect. A powerful weapon that you can add into your snooker life if you're struggling to improve your technique or to improve your snooker game all by yourself is a coach or a world snooker coach. Getting a snooker professional to look at your snooker technique can really help you improve your snooker technique and improve your snooker game overall over time. The snooker coaches are relatively easy to find. All you need to do is go on the World Snooker website, then go on Find Your Coach, and you can search by coach name, coach qualification, coach location, and hopefully there'll be a World Snooker coach within your local area. Once you find a coach on the website, all that's left to do then is to contact the coach and discuss costing, availability, and their setup arrangements. For example, do they have their own snooker table, or do they usually coach people at a local snooker club? Of course, having a coach isn't for everybody, and it just depends if you feel that you would benefit from having that, or if you need that to help motivate you. So just to reiterate, the 3 useful practice tools that may help a snooker player improve their game is a video camera, a mirror, and a professional snooker coach. It's important to remember that everybody is different and everybody learns and develops in different ways. So what's right for one snooker player might not be right for another snooker player, and that's absolutely fine. And it's just about recognizing what type of snooker player you are if you don't already know that. And on that note, if you did enjoy this video, please do remember to like the video and please do consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, cheers.